B to the E to the N to the I to the L to the I to the C to the I to the O to the delicious, delicious, hey, delicious. No, delicious. Hello. Welcome back to my channel, Vanilicious Tea. I am so happy for you guys to be here, and it's a beautiful day, and it's starting to look a little bit like summer. So I have a very quick meal idea for those mothers or whoever you are. If you think that you've come home and you think you don't want to be standing in the kitchen for hours and hours and hours, I have an idea for you. And a lot of Jamaicans, you already know this. It's called tin mackerel. So today I will be doing tin mackerel. Very easy and very cheap meal, a very efficient meal. You don't have to dig very deep in your pocket for this one. So stay tuned and see what I come up with, because I'm going to be adding other stuff to this tin mackerel to make it even better than it already is. You can eat it just like that, but I'm just going to add a few more stuff to it so that it can be a little bit more fancy, or for it to taste a little better. So stay tuned and see what I do with this tin mackerel. Stay tuned. So basically we'll be needing of course our Grace tin mackerel. I chose the one that has the pepper in it. So this one is hot and spicy, but there's another one that is just normal. And our secret ingredient that we'll be adding today is baked bean. So we'll be adding some baked bean to our tin mackerel to make it a little bit more scrumptious. And I will be serving that up with some Festival. Yep, this is quick and easy as well. And as you see, we got it in a package where it's already mixed. So all I'm just going to do to this is just add some water and just fry it, and voila, we'll be done. And then I'm just going to add to my tin mackerel and beans just some onions, green onions, and some Scotch bonnet pepper. So basically, as I said, we'll be in and out of the kitchen in no time. So let's get started. So now all I'm going to do is just pour my Festival mix in my bowl. I'm just going to use the whole thing. It's not a lot. And I'm going to add, I have here a cup of water, and I'm going to just add as we go along to see. We're just going to mix this in a dough, because we're just going to be making dumplings. Some kind of dumplings, but not the dumplings we just use with flour. This is a little bit more sweet, and the texture is a little bit different, but it's still flour. So we're just going to mix this into dumplings. You don't want to add too much flour, because if it's too soft, then it's going to be a problem. And there we go. So basically, this is what we're looking for, just in dumplings. And we're just going to roll this up. So now I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing with these. Normally we would make these in Jamaica like in really big dumplings, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make them in little things like those. And that's what I will be doing with mine. So basically that's all I'm going to do. You just roll it together, and that's it. And we're just going to do this until we're done. And these are pretty easy to fry. We would make them in bigger things, like in Jamaica, we would do this, and that's it. But no, I don't want it like that. I want them like this. So bigger and longer, and these are like way easier to fry. So that's what I'm looking for. And if you have kids in the house that is lazy, or if they would like to cook, this is a good way for them to help out as well. So you could get them in the kitchen and get their hands messy so that they can help you out with this too, because this is like so easy. So I just want to show you, this is what it made. And let's get frying. So we're going to be frying these in oil, and let's get started. So I will be starting off with my tin mackerel first, and I'll be doing it in a saucepan, not in a frying pan, because I tend to want not for it to be too wide. I want it to be a little bit more deeper, so I could extract like more of my flavor and it doesn't burn or anything like that. So, but I rather it in a saucepan. So let's get started. You can see me having flour all over my stove, but that's okay. Let's get started. I will be using some coconut oil. I'm just going to be using a tablespoonful of coconut oil, and we're just gonna get it heated and get it started so the ball can get rolling. So 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, and we're just gonna let that heat up for a minute or two. So once again, I'm gonna be showing you my beans. So this is my beans in tomato sauce, and this is what we'll be using. And this is, you can get this in any store, anywhere on the shelves. And this is my Jamaican tin mackerel. It's not sardines, but it is mackerel in hot tomato sauce or in tomato sauce. You have the regular ones and you have the hot and spicy. This is the hot and spicy. So this is what it looks like. I just thought I would be showing it to you again. Well, my oil still is going. And I just want to show you my festival. This is the festival I used to make my dumplings, just in case you missed it or I was too far away. For my people living here in Canada, it's always there in Walmart in the Caribbean aisle or international aisle, so you can just go and grab it. My oil is ready and kicking up, so I'm just going to be adding my onions, my green onions, and my Scotch bonnet pepper chopped finely. So I'm just going to be adding this to my pot, to my saucepan, whatever pan you want to call it. Okay, I will be mixing this in, just extracting all my flavors from that, making sure it's all sauteed and everything. You need lots of flavor from this. So here we go. My seasonings are all ready and they have been sauteed and all ready to go. So now I will just be adding up. Let's add our tin mackerel first. And in this, you can add any seasoning to this that you want. For me, I don't like lots of powder seasoning that much, so I will just be adding just pepper. I'll be adding more pepper, even though it's already has pepper in it, but I'll be adding some pepper to it as well. For me, I'm just gonna be adding 2, because in the baked bean is really, there's lots of baked bean in there. So I will be adding 2 tin mackerel to mine. The ratio just seems a little better with 2 tin mackerels in mine. And this is a menu that I've done lots and lots and lots of time. So all you got to do now is just leave it there after you add your tin mackerel. And at this point, I'm just going to be adding my pepper sauce. I need a little bit more spicy because I don't think it's spicy enough with just that pepper. And I'm just going to be adding a little bit of Italiano to mine. And that's just about the seasoning that I will be adding to mine. Just some Italiano. You can add any seasoning that you like. You could add some, because it's fish, you can add lemon. You could add some vinegar to kick it up a notch. And I'm just going to be adding my beans to this. Then we're going to cover and let it simmer. And that's just how easy this is. You can have this with rice. And as I showed you, some dumplings as well. Cooked dumpling, fried dumplings. But I choose to have mine with festival. So I'm just going to mix this in and cover. And let it simmer for like a minute or 2. So all the flavors can come together. As I said, you can add lemon, some vinegar, but I don't need all those things in mine. So I'm just gonna cover it and leave it to simmer. So while our tin mackerel is over there simmering, we're going to be starting up with our festival. So now we're just gonna, I added some grapeseed oil to my pot. Sorry, I'm just cleaning while I go. I just added some grapeseed oil to my pot, and I'm just gonna let that heat up, and then we'll be starting. This is what I got from making that whole pack of festival, and I made them in different shapes. So I made some long, some flat, and whatever. So whatever floats your boat. There's no rules, just do it the way how you like it and how you're comfortable. So let's check on our tin mackerel, and look, it's all ready. It's all done. So there we go. We're just gonna leave that, cover it and leave it, and then let's get back to our festival. So I'm putting my heat on medium because we don't want them to fry too quickly, because if it's fried too quickly, then the inside will not be ready. So we have to put it on medium heat. So let's get frying. And these fry pretty easily and pretty quickly. Sorry. Okay, look at that. Just gonna go ahead and flip this. So you see, it's golden brown. It's gonna be golden brown on each side. We want this to be golden. As I said, you don't want your oil to be too hot. As I said, they fry pretty quickly, and if the oil is too hot, then the inside will not be done. So that's why I didn't want to make these into bigger dumplings because then the outside will be done and the inside will still be raw, and you don't want that. You want it to soak right through. And you can always make your own festival as well. You don't have to buy the ones in the pack. You could just get flour with some sugar and some cornmeal, and that's festival. And you just add some baking powder, and that's your festival. So you don't have to really buy the ones in the pack, because sometimes we don't even know what's in the pack, right? But when we make our own, we know what's in that. I always make a little, like, use a fork and just go through it so that you know that it's soaking properly. Sorry, just old habit. Just making sure that all sides are soaked properly. And trust me, this thing, it soaks up a lot of oil. So you have to be really careful on that. It soaks up a lot of oil. This is not a meal I would have every day. It's not on the healthier side, so this is not something I would have on a regular basis, like probably once in a long time. So this one is done, so I'm just going to put it over here. Yeah, you can't have this meal very regular because it's really not so healthy. But if you do this, I don't know how you could do this to make it healthier. There's no way this can be healthier. It's flour, so there we go. And we're just going to be taking these out because they're done. Any further and they will be burning. So as I said, it doesn't take long. So that's why you don't want your dumplings to be too big, because you don't want them not to soak. So I see this is done already. So that's what my festival looks like when I'm all done. So now I'm gonna plate this up for you guys, so don't go away. So everybody, this is what my finished dish looks like. This is beautiful. So this is with rice, and I went ahead and I did some plantains on the side with a little bit of avocado there. And so that's with this rice. And this is with my festival. I had some plantains on the side too. So this is what I came up with. It looks beautiful. And I must say, it didn't take any time, but it took me like less than an hour to do. So yeah, just gonna bring you guys a little closer. So look at that. That was what my finished dish looks like. And I think it's beautiful. And this is my festival. Look at that. It's just beautiful. I must say, everything came out pretty well. And as I said, this didn't take any time for me to do. Thank you again for joining me on another meal adventure. And I must say, I had fun doing this, and it was so quick and easy for me, even with all the technicalities and everything, going back to do whatever to make sure that my presentation is up to standard and everything. But I must say, it was fun doing this meal, and it was so quick and easy. You're in and out of the kitchen in no time. You can do this. And trust me, it's a really, really, really delicious meal idea. So if you try this, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. If not, that's okay. So like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, this is Vanilla Tea saying thank you so much for watching. Until next time, see you.